the ground. No, leave it free, I'll be fine.
We build a lot for the working cowboy, and that's cowboys that are working on the ranches that they make their living on a horseback. And because that's where I came from, that's probably my greatest passion is building for those people, because I love to see our gear being used. I love to show up at a Brandon somewhere or any kind of works where I go day work somewhere on a ranch, and you look around and see all these guys wearing your stuff. That's very rewarding. Since the internet age really took off from when I very first started up till now, we build stuff that goes all over the world. We build a lot of stuff that goes to Australia, to Europe. We even had a piece that went to Israel a few years ago, and it's so it ain't just working cowboys that we build for. We build for it goes. It's unbelievable that people that call us or get in touch with us. I get this email on my phone from the White House, and I didn't open it up because who opens an email from the White House, So so another day or two rocks along, and we're over there visiting, and I get a phone call that comes up on my phone as Washington D.C., the White House, and I didn't answer it. I don't answer half the calls that come in on my phone because we don't know. If we don't know who they are, it's usually somebody taking up your time. So this lady left a message, very nice message on her phone, and said, explaining that she was from the White House. She was head of the liaison there, and wanted to invite Zetta and I to the White House for our business, the Bit and Spur business. And this was during the Trump administration, and every year that they did a deal called Made in America Product Showcase. And they would invite one manufacturer from each state to come to the White House and represent that state, and just showcase what you do. Made in America products. And so, anyways, I called her back, and I was still kind of hesitant about it. And while I was listening to the message on my phone, I said, and I told my wife and the kids, I said, y'all listen to this and tell me if you think it's legit. And as soon as they was listening, our daughter-in-law, she went to Googling it. She says, oh my gosh. She said, yes, it's a legit thing. You need to call this lady back. So I did, and she explained everything. And so we hightailed it back to New Mexico. We were been in Texas, and they wanted us to bring several of our pieces to the White House to show it. But we don't have pieces in hand because, like I said, we're a year out on orders. When we build something, as soon as we build it, it ships out. So we don't just have pieces laying around of our stuff. So we started making all these calls as we was driving back across Texas. We started making all these calls to these collectors that have our pieces that we knew, and said, hey, can we borrow some of our pieces, some of your pieces of ours? And explain to them what was up. And it was, of course, they was honored to have their stuff displayed. So we did. We gathered up all these pieces and got back here. We built President Trump a set of Spurs. It's a very unique set of Spurs, a collectible. 2 days before we were supposed to fly out, President Trump caught the COVID, and so put a damper on. They called us and said, hey, we're going to postpone this thing and just see what happens. And so we was a little disappointed. We was all gung-ho to get to go see all that and be a part of it. To this day, we still don't know why they chose us. Out of all the manufacturers in New Mexico, why did they chose us? And they would never tell us why. She just said, we just think you have a very unique story, and we'd love for you to come and be a part of this. I mean, we were just floored, and this is anything from, and we went back, and you can Google this, from the previous years of them doing it, it's anything from big, huge manufacturers in the United States, down to little mom and pop companies like ours, you know. And so we were just beside ourselves, you know, that they would ask little old us to come to there and represent the state of New Mexico. It was a great honor. It really was. Long story short, we still didn't, you know, we didn't get to go. The election was right after that and so forth. We didn't get to go, but he did get his Spurs, sent us a very nice letter. And so it was a, you know, it's a great feather in your hat.
He's originally from Texas, now makes his home here in Nogal. Give him a big hand, Jayson Jones.
Yes.
Oh, thank you kindly. We got any Marty Robbins fans in the house tonight? Hey, look at there. That makes me wish we knew a Marty Robbins song now.
Oh, come on, Jayson.
Here's a real good one called The Prairie Fire. 1, 2, ready, go.
I play the upright bass and I play mandolin in the band and sing vocals. A lot of harmony vocals with the group. We all have so many roles on the place. We wear many different hats, and of course, from being some of the first people you see when you first come in at the ticket booth, or being in the gunfight with Tim and Karina and I. We do the old time fiddle songs around the chuck wagon before supper, just acoustic setting, and so just kind of a little bit of everything. Of course, help serve food just like everybody else does. We all pitch in and
Trying to get to Omaha, we'd hoped to find a buyer. We never counted in the odds of a western prairie fire. A hot south wind was blowing and the air was getting dry. Something far away is spelling trouble in the sky.
I actually was part of the group back in the 90s. I played here for 6 years when I was first out of college. I played with the Flying J, and it was my first professional playing job back then. And then I had left and went back to, I worked on ranches in West Texas most of my adult life, and I went back and did that. And but I've recently joined back up with them 3 years ago. It's my third summer here this summer, back with the group. My big love was always being a cowboy, and I grew up in a ranching family. My dad and my granddad. I grew up in north central Texas, Grayson County, Texas, which back in, you know, when my granddad was young or whatever, it was big cattle country back then. Now it's not. It's all grown up and it's all developed, and there's no cattle country left. So when I graduated high school, I moved to, I was coming to South Plains College in Levelland to go through their music program, and I met a man there who became one of my greatest mentors, one of my greatest friends, and he was a cattle rancher out in West Texas, and he was also a big music guy, loved music, and so we just hit it off, and I began to work for them on their ranch there, and that all just took off from there. And he was always very supportive, or, you know, he was very encouraging for me to, you know, do things like the bit and spur deal and my music and all that.
My role out here with Jayson is design. We do a lot of design work together, and I cut the silver mountings and stuff that goes on our pieces. I do all the book work, try to keep things in order.
She said, what can I do to help you in the shop? You know, she just wanted to be a part of it, which was just wonderful that, you know, she wanted to be a part of what was going on. So I said, you know, if you could learn how to cut silver, would be awesome. And she did, buddy. I gave her a crash course in silver cutting, and she took to that and took off with it. And to this day, it still amazes me at how great of a silver cutter she is.
He's been great. He's always been great to include me in things, and, you know, and give me credit, you know, for things when a lot of people, you know, wouldn't. But I'm just real appreciative of the time that he spent with me to teach me and allowed me to be a part.
And we've gotten into doing more jewelry in the last few years too, doing Western jewelry. And I don't think I could have done that without her, because once again, she's got the eye for it. You know, I can build it. It's just getting to that creative part of, you know, how's that really going to look this way or that way. So she's very good at that. We have several friends that do this same thing that are spur makers. It's like, how do y'all work together? I'd strangle my wife if. But anyways, yes, I've actually known Zetta since we were kids. Basically, our families knew each other and stuff, but we didn't meet up till later on in life when we got together. And she'll be in there cutting out silver. I'm in here cutting out deals, and she gets on to me because I gotta, like I said before, I listen to music 24/7. So I got earbuds in my ears because these machines are loud. So it's kind of a noise canceling deal for me where I don't have to hear all the machines, but I got music going. She'll come in here and ask me a question. I can't hear. She gets so frustrated at me. She said, "You just do that to tune me out, don't you?" But no, we really do make a great team. I couldn't ask for a better partner in life. She's a good one.
You know, I think there's always things that come up from time to time, but I guess being later on in life, as we've gotten together and we've learned from mistakes, you know, in the past, we try to keep communication open and honest. And again, I think Jayson touched on it too. I guess the main thing is that I always like being in here and him in there. I just like being able to shout out a question, not necessarily have to get up and walk in there and ask it 3 times because he has those earbuds in and can't hear me. Now that is something, you know, that we've had to work through, but we're not working through it. He does it and I get up and I go in there and ask him 4 times. But yeah, that's how we handle that one. But, you know, there's been several pieces and stuff that we've done as memorial type things, and sitting down at the computer and designing something up like that. And I looked at Jayson. We recently did a set of memorial Spurs that involved a baby. And I just told him, I said, I don't know if this is right because, you know, it's just so emotional. And he said, no, that's when you know it's exactly right. And so that, and just creating pieces that means something to somebody, is probably what drives me more than anything.
I don't know about tomorrow. I just live from day to day. I don't borrow from the sunshine.
And I still got a long ways to go. We all do. It's like anything else, whether it's music or roping steers or whatever you're doing, you're always trying to progress yourself all the time. If you ever get, and I guess we do it points, I know I have, where you plateau out and it's like, man, you know, I need to bump it up a little more. But that's something we always strive to do, I think, is any spur maker, I think, would want to, if you're going to stay in the game, I think you better be bettering yourself all the time. And same way with the music deal. You know, if you're going to, you can't just stay at that same level your whole career, or you're never going to, you know, you're never going to get nowhere. You got to continually be striving to do better.